Hello, and welcome to my channel, where I mostly share my love of fragrance and enjoying my collection. In this video, I'll be sharing my perfume and body mist picks for my favorite fall fragrance notes. Thank you for stopping by, and let's get started. Before I get into my favorite fall fragrance notes, I'm excited to share that this video is in collaboration with Whitney from the Thing About Whit, and I've linked her channel in the description box. She makes videos on perfume, body care, and bonus snacks, which are all things I love. She has some great content, including layering combos and hygiene routines, and I really appreciate how open she is about what she does and doesn't like, so I feel like I can trust her recommendations. I especially recommend her Perfume 101 video, which is really informative for people new to fragrance. And don't forget to check out her outtakes and keep an eye out for kitty cameos. I encourage you to check out the Thing About Whit channel and hope you can help get her to 1,000 subscribers. Now on to my favorite fall notes. Fall is actually my favorite season of the year, as I love the cozy, cooler weather without the harshness of winter. However, fall is sometimes a tough season for me and fragrances, especially body mists, because typical fall scents often include pumpkin and apple, but I don't like pumpkin at all, and apple scents are kind of hit or miss to me. But I definitely do have some fragrances that I love that are perfect for fall, and I'm going to share 3 of my favorite notes, along with 1 perfume and 1 body mist pick for each of the notes. So my first favorite fall note is amber, which is a warm, sweet, and resinous note. It's usually very cozy and sometimes powdery, and I think it's perfect for fall weather and for relaxing by the fire. For this note, I picked Starlight Shimmer by Michael Kors, and for the body mist, Amber Romance by Victoria's Secret. First up is Michael Kors' Starlight Shimmer. I tried to only pick fragrances that are currently available for this video, and while I think this one is on its way out, it is still readily available at some retailers. And this one has a top note of rose, a mid note of saffron, and a base note of amber. And this opens with a really beautiful, fresh smelling rose that's also a little sweet and jammy. And the saffron is also very present. It's spicy and it mixes well with the rose as well as the warm ambery base that seems to have a touch of vanilla. And I also feel like there's some woodiness in here, even though it's not listed. And I find that overall, this is a very spicy, woody rose with a lot of sweet amber. And this does have a very similar feeling to Maison Lancome's Oud Bouquet and Mancera's Roses Vanille, if you're familiar with either of those scents. And for the fragrance mist, I picked Victoria's Secret's Amber Romance, which is an OG, and it's still part of their core body care line. And this has notes of deep amber, sugar kisses, and chasing sunsets. And I'm not sure what chasing sunsets is supposed to mean, but this opens with a nice warm amber, and the sweetness comes in pretty quickly, and it also smells very sugary. There's a little touch of powderiness to it as well, and overall, it's not as heavy as I expected it to be, especially for a predominantly amber scent. It feels very light. And this also supposedly has cherry and vanilla notes, and I do get a hint of the cherry at times, but it is very subtle, and I think that some of those notes have been toned down over the years. So this is a nice, sweet, sugary amber scent, and if you like gourmands, and especially amber, you may really enjoy this. My next favorite fall note is a smoky, toasted note. I think this kind of note is most famously represented by Replicas by the Fireplace, and while I do love that perfume, I wanted to offer an alternative. So my perfume pick is Rouge Smoking by BDK, and my fragrance mist pick is the new Star Smoked Amber from Victoria's Secret. Starting with BDK's Rouge Smoking, this is a niche fragrance, so it is a little bit more expensive, but I bought mine from a discount retailer, so I was able to get a better deal. And this one has top notes of cherry, pink pepper, and bergamot, mid notes of black vanilla husk, heliotrope, and orange blossom, and base notes of tonka bean, cashmere wood, white musk, ambroxan, labdanum, and violet. And if you're a regular watcher of my channel, it will come as no surprise that I had to include a cherry scent. And for fall, I specifically love a dark, smoky, boozy cherry, and that's what this is. It's a little bit weird because there isn't actually a smoky note listed, but there is definitely something smoky in this fragrance. When I smell it in the bottle, I actually mainly smell smoke, and that's also what I smell when I first spray this, and that part I don't love. But give it a few minutes, and as it settles, the delicious syrupy cherry comes in, along with the sweet vanilla and the powdery heliotrope and violet. And combined with the now softer smoky note, it becomes a sweet, powdery vanilla cherry that has just a hint of smoke and some booziness that kind of resembles cherry cola, and it's absolutely beautiful. And for the fragrance mist, I actually have one of the newest ones in my collection, which is Victoria's Secret's Star Smoked Amber, which just came out in their fall Cosmic Botanicals collection. I did review that whole collection recently if you want to check that video out. And this one has notes of amber dahlia, marshmallow musk, and crackling cedar. And this is a very warm and woody scent. I find the amber dahlia to be soft, so it's not overly floral. And it has a really lovely toasted marshmallow vibe. It's not overly smoky. It just has a hint of that burning wood smell, followed by a sweet, creamy marshmallow. And the musk brings in a bit of lightness to it, but overall, this is a very delicious, sweet, creamy, toasted marshmallow scent. I absolutely love this one, and I already bought backups, so I would encourage you to check this one out. And my last favorite fall note is plum. I love fruity perfumes, and I think that this is the fruit that's most suited to fall, especially when it's a deep, rich, syrupy plum. It pairs nicely with leather, vanilla, and warm florals, and so I picked Musc Noir Rose by Narciso Rodriguez for the perfume and Fall in Bloom by Bath & Body Works for the fragrance mist. So starting with the perfume, I picked Narciso Rodriguez's Musc Noir Rose, which is a flanker to Musc Noir. And this has top notes of plum, bergamot, and pink pepper, mid notes of musk, rose, and tuberose, and a base note of vanilla. And I purchased this earlier this year when it launched because I really loved the original Musc Noir, which is actually the perfume that made me realize I love plum in my fragrances. That one is very suited for warmer months, but Musc Noir Rose seemed heavier and warmer, so I put it away waiting for cooler weather, and I'm really happy to be able to pull it out now for fall. It opens with a lot of juicy plum and some spiciness from the pink pepper, but it does have a little brightness as well. And then the rose starts to come out, and it's a deep, dark rose with some sweetness from the tuberose. And then the main star of the fragrance, which is the musk, comes out, which is a little bit different than in some of the other Narciso perfumes. And the vanilla also becomes very prominent as it dries. And I find that I'm left with a very sweet, musky vanilla rose that's tied together with that delicious syrupy plum. And I find that the longer I wear it, the sweeter it becomes, but I think it's a beautiful, sweet, plummy vanilla rose with that little hint of spice that gives it something extra. And then for the fragrance mist, my pick for plum is Bath & Body Works Fall in Bloom, which was a recent standalone release. And this has notes of juicy plum, wild blooms, and velvet moss. And this opens with strong floral notes, and it smells kind of like a mix of flowers. But I find that it's also pretty sweet, and the plum adds a nice fruity, syrupy quality to it. And I'm not getting the moss specifically, but there is a general kind of earthiness to the scent. And if you watched my recent fall Bath & Body Works review, I did mention that this smells very similar to Burberry Her. And I feel like the plum gives it a darker, more syrupy feeling versus the strawberry in Burberry Her, which I really enjoy. So I think that this is a lovely scent that's just perfect for cozy weather, and it's already become a new favorite of mine. So overall, I think that these are some really beautiful perfume options for fall. I love the amber in Michael Kors Starlight Shimmer, as well as the smoky cherry in BDK's Rouge Smoking. And I also enjoy the delicious syrupy plum in Narciso Rodriguez's Musc Noir Rose. And there's also some great options in fragrance mist as well. I really enjoy the amber in Victoria's Secret's Amber Romance, as well as the toasted smoky note in their Star Smoked Amber. And wrapping up with Fall in Bloom from Bath & Body Works, it's a beautiful, delicious plum scent. So that's it for my favorite fall fragrance notes and my perfume and fragrance mist picks. Let me know if you've tried any of these scents and what your favorite fall fragrance notes are. And don't forget to check out The Thing About Whit and subscribe to her channel. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.